create the frog here. Content. Live. No. Alright, let's
If somebody pops on, should I freak out again?
No. Share. Copy link.
Every move is history. I'm getting my bird pillow. It's behind you. It's behind you, the camera. My friend gave this to us. It's our family. Me and the boys and Nicholas. Bird pillow.
Is there anybody in there yet?
Nope. Can you see what like questions have been asked?
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, Blurryface. That's the guy from, we know that guy.
My name's Blurryface and I don't care what you think. That's a song.
Yeah. Tis a song. Tis a song. Tis a song. Text the moderator just in case.
Did he answer your text earlier?
I forgot to. I am making some tea. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do,
While we're waiting for people to jump on, we can probably still talk about the bus project.
Well, we can just wait. Let's just wait until we see somebody. Let's just wait.
Because won't this still be up later for people to look
Yeah, but
at?
nobody watches live videos after the fact.
I do.
Do you really?
I watched that candy making guy in Australia. Sticky.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Yo, moderator.
I don't generally watch them live.
We got a
I'll watch them
moderator.
after the fact. Leafy bug.
What up, moderator?
What up, moderator?
He said, yo. I just texted you, homie. Making some tea.
It should be pointed at you making the tea at least. Turn it.
We are going to be answering some questions about our plans and about the build and stuff like that. I don't like these teas. Oh, lean green machine. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about some of the things that we've done so far and about the build. Is the audio good? How does the audio sound? We're using these. I'm using the lapel mic on the Rode, and Jesse's using the other mic.
This mic.
Yeah. How does the sound? How does the sound, Leaf? Hello, watchers. You don't have to point at me, honey.
Well, it's better than just me sitting around. You're moving. People like to watch movement. That's why you stare.
Is that why you watch the candy guy? The
No,
lean green machine.
I like
that smells good.
candy.
Do I
I
have any
actually
more
don't
to
like
try?
candy. I really don't eat hard candy that much. I guess I just find that process interesting and soothing.
Okay, good.
It's like watching glass blowing or watching wood turning. I like both of those things.
That makes sense. Okay. He said, sound good to me. I'm not sure. Leaf, can you see how, if the viewers are me and you, or if it's another person, or if it's another person, go ahead and announce you're here. Because it says two, but I've also got this up. I've never been a moderator before, so I don't know what they can see versus what I can see. Instagram. Sure, that's enough tea. Oh, the question that I got earlier wasn't exactly the same as what I told you. It was, what's the most annoying thing to install on the bus?
Oh,
So, I guess
you might as well answer that.
we don't have anybody here yet. So.
We have 4 people on.
We do?
Yeah.
Hello. I'm Nick. Jesse's there. I'm making some tea.
I'm filming Nick make tea because it looked more interesting than me sitting down.
We're going to use the lean green machine, loose leaf tea. We're just going to be answering some questions about the bus build and about where we're going and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in there. The first question we got today was, what was the most annoying thing to install on the bus? What was the most annoying thing to install on the bus?
The windows.
The windows were rough because they just kept leaking and leaking and leaking and leaking. But actually, the windows weren't as bad as fighting the leaks in the tent.
Yeah. I forgot about the tent.
From the moment I got the tent up, it leaked and leaked and leaked and leaked. And so I had puddles coming from places I didn't even know where they came from. But eventually we figured it out. What ended up being the main source of the problem was I used the wrong hinges on the back. I used aluminum hinges and I needed to use steel hinges. So I drilled out some steel hinges and in the same hole pattern as the aluminum ones, and then supplemented the steel with the aluminum, and then it stopped leaking. So if the tent opens up like this, at the back side, the gas struts were pushing the roof forward, and so it was bending the hinges. And so I had to buy new hinges that were stronger so that the pressure of the gas struts didn't bend it, so that it could just open and close properly. And then adding the canvas really made a huge difference too.
The canvas in itself was a huge project.
Yep.
The canvas took us forever to
Well, it took a week.
measure. It took, yeah, but it took a long time to measure it out and actually carry it through. We had to buy a better sewing machine to be able to handle the thick canvas and the thick string we were using. And then it just seemed like that project, like every time you thought you figured it out, something went wrong again. And it was one of our last things that we did, and we were pressed for time in doing it. And for me, that was a nightmare. I was so stressed about that. Nick was able to handle that better than I was. Leaf's answering your question about who we can see.
Oh, what do you say?
I didn't read it fast enough because I'm
Okay.
a slow reader. I can't see the comments on the screen.
See, that is silly that they do that. Can you click this? Chat, live chat, all messages are visible. There you go. I can only see who's watching from my... Okay, got it. The tent, not resign, design. Worth it once we finished. Once we got it squared, once we got it figured out. Got it figured. No.
What do you...
I'm answering that question on Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, that's the best it's gonna be. Sure spots. Definitely fighting the leaks. Any more comments or anything? No?
It's just leaf. So if you're on, then it's only showing leaf probably.
Okay.
So it just says one leaf's on. Leaf says, how long are we streaming for?
I don't know, like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I thought you said an hour.
Well, I said 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, it's if we get a bunch of engagement, well, I'll go later. I'm fine with that. The tea is brewing. The boys are outside riding their bicycles. Make a YouTube post. Where you going? Where you going?
Down?
Ugh. Yeah, so we're streaming for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what happens. How's your work going, Mang? Hello, second viewer. We were just answering some questions here. We were asked our first question, which was, what was the most annoying thing to install on the bus? And it was fighting the leaks in the tent. For sure. Once we got that fixed, it was smooth sailing, but it was a big pain. This is our first time using this audio setup too, so forgive any sound if there's issues. Let me see what the beautification things can do. Yeah, so the leaks in the tent were the actual structure of the tent. Go ahead. Living in the bus is little. Yeah, so the structure of the tent. Could you okay, that's fine. So the structure of the tent leaked. It was because the hinges got bent from the gas struts. So once I got better hinges and they only opened this way, no water could come in through the gaskets. That was the main problem with the leaks in the tent.
I got all your stuff right here.
Oh.
Nick's
Okay.
making tea as he's streaming.
Tea. In the Chambu.
When we originally read that question, we read it wrong the first time, and we thought that it had said, what was the most annoying thing about the bus build? Which we had a different answer for, which I feel like would still be worth discussing. We had different answers from each other.
Go ahead.
Well, I felt like the most annoying thing about the entire bus build was that although we had a plan and like a general blueprint as to where things would go and what order we wanted to do things in, it was really hard to come up with specifics. So there was a lot of, we'll cross this bridge when we get to it, and when we get to that, I'll figure that out, where I'm a very detail-oriented person and a plan-oriented person. And spending a whole year building a home that I was feeling anxious about how are we going to fit into it with 2 kids and a dog and ourselves, all next camera equipment and our stuff.
Just all my junk in general.
It felt like it was just dragging on, like waiting, especially because some of those final details, I was concerned with storage and the
Yeah.
functionality. That came at the end. So that, to me, was
Well,
annoying and hard to
And you
be
didn't have
patient with.
you didn't have like a daily. You had daily updates from me too, but it wasn't like you had daily like not just input, but you weren't putting things in. So I can imagine that was like it was hard for me to describe to you how something was going to work when there were so many other processes that needed to happen before those things. What, buddy? Okay. You can go in and get water. That's good.
Our boys are outside riding their bicycles.
Yeah, so like the daily process of like what's going to happen today and like how is that going to work? I've never built something like this before, so it was more like kind of figuring it out as we went and winging it. But I think it worked out in the end. Like we had a general idea of how we wanted things to go. Just go do whatever you want. Yep.
They just got a green light. Yeah. Well, I also felt like just I did have input. We had a lot of input and we worked together as a
Yeah,
team.
for sure. That's what I mean. You didn't not have input.
But
it was more the hands
there,
on.
yeah. And then there were times where I was feeling ready to give input, but you weren't ready to receive it yet because you weren't there. Like you were like, I'm not there yet. So
Yeah.
that.
Because I just didn't know.
Yeah, I felt like I had a lot of input to give.
Yeah, there were a lot of days where I didn't know what I was gonna. I knew what I had to kind of get done, but I didn't know like how to start or what to do. So I just figured out I had to like just do a thing, just get started on a thing. Like on the boys' bunk beds, I had no idea how I was gonna put the not what wainscoting. What is that stuff? Shiplap.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I was gonna use shiplap, but I went to the store looking for a material, unknown material, and then I saw that and I was like, I guess I'll make it out of this. And then I brought it back and I was like, well, how am I going to make it out of this? Well, and then I just started cutting it up and I drew out what I wanted the holes to look like, and that was it. It was really just do things one thing at a time, accomplish one thing at a time, and what happens after the next thing wasn't necessarily on my radar as much. Let's see. Do we have any more questions on here?
Well, and earlier too, when we were discussing it, I was speaking to like what was hard for me was what felt like a lack of a plan, although there was a plan. Where I feel like you were speaking to what was hard for you was what felt like a never-ending project, and keeping that motivation to just keep doing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Where
it was difficult.
I'd spend the week homeschooling the boys and come on the weekend and check it out and be like, wow, you made a ton of progress, where I think you were feeling like...
I just wanted it to be done.
Yeah. And I think that you had more trouble seeing your progress and being happy with your progress.
Yeah, I was...
You were seeing more of your mistakes, where we were seeing a really great...
Yeah, my thing was I wanted the project done. I just needed it done because... it just dragged on and on and on, and I know I was lucky in some regards that like I was doing this every day. I was fortunate enough to be able to just focus on it, so I can't complain in that way. But I was, by the end of it, every day for a year, I was done. I was tired of building this thing. I think it paid off, but I was exhausted from it.
You just took all the tea. I washed my cup out.
I didn't know you wanted some tea too. I'm sorry. Because you had coffee.
Well, I dumped out my coffee.
Here's our... It smells like...
It smells really good.
It smells like grass.
No, it smells like a sweet green tea.
Here's your dribbles. Okay. I'll give you some.
No, it's fine. I don't really need that much because I did have some coffee. That's plenty.
Okie doke.
Leaf says, what about the cost? Was it what we expected, more or less? More, I think.
I would say there were things that I didn't expect to be as expensive as they were. It was, I would say, more the like living in a way that was like only working on the bus and not having income went faster than what I expected it to go. So the bus kind of cost what I about expected it to cost. We ended up spending like, I don't know, 60 something thousand or so on the bus total in renovations. And I would say, could you make a little more room? I'm sorry, so I can get closer to you. What you see on the internet everywhere is I built a bus for $16,000 in 10 days or in 2 weeks or whatever, and that is not possible. I don't care what anybody says. If you're going to have a bus that can survive any sort of weather, or like be in the summer and be okay, or be able to run an air conditioner, I don't know how people do that. I don't think it's actually possible to do that. Somebody's done it, but I don't know how they did it. So I'd say time for me, more so than money. Time took longer.
Time definitely. I think for me, I was fully expecting a long project because there were people who were like 9 months later and we finished our bus. A year and a half later, we finished our bus. I think that Nick was expecting to knock it out in 3 months and be on the road
Well,
because
even 6 months I thought was reasonable, but a year was way more time than I expected. Another question we got on Instagram was, when is the big trip out west? And so I was actually just talking to a friend about that. I'll open it for you, bud.
come on in, Brad.
I was actually just talking to a friend out west, a fellow YouTuber, a good friend from back in the day. Owie, wowie, that hurt my knee. And we might be going out west in the spring, depending on how things go and what we line up. But we might be going out towards Wyoming in the spring for the melt and for the animals moving and stuff. I'm working on a video series for our photography channel for teaching Declan, our oldest son, photography skills. Sorry, it's very sweet. Teaching our son photography skills so when we go out there, he can shoot all kinds of stuff on his own and kind of get used to and know what the camera is and know stuff like that. So that's when the main. A what?
A gun.
Not here.
No, it's anywhere.
Somewhere.
Are you a police house?
I'm not a police officer anymore.
No, when you used to have.
I used to have a police officer weapon, yep, but I don't anymore.
Yeah. We have a couple of things, like we have some doctor's appointments that are, and a couple of jobs that are holding us back from going out west right away. I would like to maybe get to Arizona or something through the winter and spend the winter out west in a slightly warmer climate and then shoot up to Wyoming in the spring. But we'll have to see. A lot of it is just waiting for where the jobs line up and going where where the jobs call us to, because you got to make a living.
Sure.
So, up in the air.
I am responding to that on Instagram. Next. Your stories. Cool. Yeah. Does anybody here have questions? I know it says 2. I don't know if that's me and you. or what. It says 3 on here, but what about reconditioned, no way from ground up? Oh yeah. Yeah, no way from the ground up. Like from the ground up, I don't know how people like go from school bus or even RV and tear it back all the way and then rebuild and design and research and learn. I mean, it took me a month of sitting at a table and learning what like electrical systems do and how they function and how off-grid batteries work and what solar panels work. And it took me just a month to do that. Like I don't know how, and that could just be me learning slowly and not committing on like pulling the trigger on a big cost. The electrical system was a huge cost. But that was the time to build is much greater than what I thought, and the cost was about what I thought. Let's see, live chat. Does anybody in here have questions? Even Leaf, that's cool. If you have more, I'm down. Jesse was in charge of the live stream last time. Are we dropping any frames or anything? Because it's showing like weird stuff on our screen. It's showing like one person, four person, one person. So I don't know if it's
Well, that's
us or if is that how it was last
that's
time?
how it was last time. People were
Okay.
popping on and off like crazy.
Cool.
Sometimes
That's just
I think
me not knowing what I'm doing.
yeah. Sometimes people pop on and they're like, oh, these people are crazy, and they pop right back off.
Crazy.
So.
Yeah, you're a little crazy. Let me see. Oh, I didn't post it. Oops. Share.
I think that I don't know if it has to do with the cost as much. Like having all of the solar and the electric definitely was a huge cost, but a lot of what you did, Nick, I think that we have more. Like we have 75 gallons of water inside of our bus, and there I feel like you see many people who have much smaller amounts of water and will go less time. Where so far in living in the bus, we've been able to so far living in the bus, our water has lasted us 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's lasted us 2 weeks.
With some showers and regular dishwashing and cooking and drinking. So I surely think that you could cut costs and do it cheaper than we did it, but we also did it exactly how we wanted it.
Yeah.
We didn't want to feel like we were juggling, can I turn on the oven and cook tonight? Or do we run the air conditioning? Or do we charge a cell phone? Like, we really didn't want to be juggling those things. So we did.
We wanted reliability.
We spent more money on having bigger water tanks and
bigger power banks.
Yeah, we sacrificed some storage inside because we took the water on board because we didn't want to freeze. And
yeah, and I think the biggest part of the time was learning and planning exactly what we wanted and how to implement it, so that once we moved to the next step, we didn't have to go back. So, like before I spray foamed, I ran all the wire and like all the Romex and all the house wiring, the 120 wiring. I ran all the solar wiring. I had to plan where all the outlets were going to be before we even cut the holes in the walls, or before we even spray foamed it. So so that required me to know exactly where the rooms were going to be. Like rooms I use loosely, but where was my office going to be? Where was my plugs going to be for my desk? Where was the cabinet going to be? Because in the cabinet I have power for charging things like the Starlink and the Xboxes in there. And sometimes that didn't work out as planned. Like I still have a couple of light switches hangling and dangling in the kitchen. But taking the time to plan most of those things made a big difference in time.
Yeah.
So if I have one thing to say for like anybody that's building a bus or renovating a van or doing an RV or any of that, is definitely plan and take more time to plan and research before you pull the trigger on putting something in or purchasing like a inverter or a charger or a solar panel or any of that stuff. I'd say that'd be my biggest takeaway. And then don't cheap out on things if you can. Buy what's going to be reliable so that you don't have to replace it later, and do the research on how to install it so you don't have to replace it later, for sure.
Well, you've always been, even pre-bus life, you've always been a buy once, cry once.
Yeah.
You like quality. You like dependability.
I got it showing here somewhere from 5 minutes ago. That makes sense. I've seen seems like a lot more buses stream on Instagram, but we're really trying to grow our YouTube presence too, so that's why we're here. We've got a few videos in the pipeline. We've got a video about where we're going to be going next, potentially. We've got, I just got back from a bike race up in the mountains of New York, the Adirondacks. A video I forgot to film a short for, somebody asked for a video on this roof. So I should probably do a quick short on the roof, like just on the tin ceiling. Just a little short. You know what, before we brought those things to storage, we should have kept it and made that short, because then I could have showed exactly what they are.
Well,
It's
we're
a part
going
of
to
the planning.
Baltimore soon, so
Yeah.
pull things out of the storage unit.
Let me see if I have any more questions on Instagram. No more questions. A couple people saw our post.
The roof is glorious, though, I will say.
Glorious, huh?
I love the roof.
It was
It's still my
Jesse's
favorite thing.
idea.
I did. I pushed very hard for the copper tin roof,
Let's see.
and I like it a lot.
Hit cancel. Let's see. All right, so there's that. No, there. Live chat. They are enjoying getting whatever they can. Hello to our 4 viewers. Does anybody have any questions about what our plans are? Any questions about the specific build? Any recommendations? Anything that we could... Questions about anything. I'll answer any questions about anything. What's up, Deco Dog?
Hello.
Hello.
Honey.
Where am I?
Are you filming the honey?
We're having a
What?
Facebook meeting, YouTube
Oh,
meeting,
live streaming, yep.
basically.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let you do a tour of the gap.
Honey?
They probably would. We just didn't get a chance to
Read the
film
question
that.
out loud because
So the question was, would we be able to do a tour of the cabin to show the resemblance? Possibly. I'd have to talk to my grandparents about that specifically, but probably. I imagine they probably wouldn't have a huge deal with it. Where are we from? So Jesse is from...
Well, I'm from Rochester, New York area. My whole family is from here, and
Hey guys, can you go
I
ride
grew
your
up
bikes?
here. And Nick and I met in early high school.
Yeah, I was a sophomore. She was a junior, and we met on the Appalachian Trail through a church event. So,
Nick was a military kid.
yeah, my dad was in the Army. I kind of lived all over the world. I was born in Germany, lived in Texas, and all kinds of places. Never thought I'd be in New York, ever, especially Rochester, New York, because there's nothing in Rochester, New York. And so we met on the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania and started dating in high school. And then we both went to the same community college. And then I joined the police department in Baltimore, halfway through my 3rd semester of college. No, my 1st semester of my 3rd year of college. So the last 9 years, we lived in Baltimore. And then I left the police department and sold everything I had. We're in a bus now.
So while we've been fixing up the bus, we've been back in the New York area frequently as we've worked on the bus.
That's just
We'll
where the
spend
family
some
support
time
system
again
is.
in Maryland, and we've
Got
talked
some
about
family in
where
New
are we
England.
going next. Possibly out west for a while. Nick has some job opportunities in New York. I think we're both itching to get out of New York,
Yeah,
but if
for
there's
sure.
jobs here, we'll stick around for them.
Yeah, so I do photography and videography. I found that it's much easier to do photo and video for other people than for your own content. But yeah, so that's wherever those jobs lead is where you're living in a bus that you build. Yes, yeah, we built this bus. We have a walkthrough video that we just did. We filmed it a week ago, or we filmed it 2 weeks ago, and we spent the last year converting a bus into a house. So this is our little dining room area. So yeah, like I can give
Give
you
it
a
a little swivel.
little swivel around.
But definitely check out that video.
Yeah, for sure. So this is the... Oh, Oakley is doing great. I'll give you let you see her.
Oakley is our dog.
Oakley's
to
our
anyone who
dog.
doesn't know.
So
Who
this
asked
is-
how Oakley is?
Naomi.
Oh, hi, Naners.
So this is the bench and half of our table. The table is also the seat back, so we have it up just right now for school and stuff. And then we're sitting on the other side of the bench. So this seat back would come out and be here. And then we've got our kitchen here, our oven. We've got a walnut countertop and our fridge, our storage. The boys' bunk beds are here. Thank you. It is definitely cozy. It feels bigger than it felt empty. Above me is a pop-top tent that we designed. We took some ideas from other people, but we have a queen-size bed up here. We had to sew everything up. We made all the structure of it. It's mounted to the bus. And then in the back here, we've got our bathroom door, and we've got my office. I was working on editing some videos and doing some organization in our mini split. I can do a quick outside real quick too, might as well.
Show Naomi Oakley.
Oh, hey Doodle, Naomi wants to say hi. That's Oakley. We've got our table here, our rooftop tent there, solar panels all the way around, storage boxes. Boys are out here riding their bikes. Yeah, that's like a quick tour, but the full walkthrough is on YouTube. Yeah. Let me see, I might have missed a question here in their live chat. It definitely is cozy in here. Thank you, I appreciate that at the top.
It's both though. It's cozy and homey. Like it's cozy in a homey sense, and it feels cabiny. I feel like we definitely hit what we were going for when we were trying to have like an Adirondack cabin feel, and it feels homey, but it doesn't feel small. And when we decided to do this, I was feeling like I was signing on for like this type of life where you walk around like that.
Yeah, we don't have to sit so close. It's for the camera. We're so
No, but we've been in it like almost 2 months now, and for the most part, I thought we would be on the top of each other, but we're not. I think that we feel like we're like patting ourselves on the back, and that feels odd. But I do think that
we hit the goals that we set.
The time that we spent in like really thinking through the layout and really thinking through like what's going to work for our family and our needs, I think we hit most of those goals, and it definitely feels bigger than I was intending. So that was a nice surprise for me.
Sorry, Bubba. Can you guys keep riding or playing outside for a few more minutes? We're not going to be much longer.
Our boys are riding their bikes out in the parking lot that we're in.
One thing, going back to the topic of things that were annoying about the build and that I didn't expect, were something that Leaf helped me with, the moderator, my brother. The entire steering and suspension needed to be revamped. So all the shocks, all the tie rod ends, everything, as well as going through 6 batteries on the way up to New York from the purchase. So the alternator breaking down, that whole process, my brother saved my butt completely on that. So that was one of the things that was annoying. On the question of, is it really loud when it rains? Yes, but I love that.
But it's wonderful.
I've always loved the sound of rain on the roof, and ever since I had my ear surgeries and I just have bad ears, I haven't heard that in a long time. So the rain on the metal roof is actually awesome. When it gets really scary is the lightning. We had a really bad lightning storm recently, and it was like I was worried. It woke me up all night long.
Yeah, I liked that. I mean, I like the big, loud thunderstorms that Rochester gets. So for something about that felt wonderful.
The boys are doing push-ups.
When we were in the tent and experiencing a big storm, and it was loud, and you could see the lightning flashing. Like, I guess that sounds crazy, but to me, I just fell right to sleep to that. I thought that was a cool experience. So
yeah, it was.
It felt
liked it.
It felt like growing up in Rochester. We don't get tornadoes or hurricanes, but we do get some pretty good thunderstorms.
We get snow and thunderstorms.
Snow and thunderstorms.
And overcast.
Yeah, lots of heat lightning in Rochester.
Yeah. I can't believe it's already been 40 minutes. Is this, maybe that's why the 24-hour live stream went so fast. Because it's already been 40 minutes and that was a
Yeah.
long day.
That was a long day. I wouldn't necessarily say it went fast.
Hey there, Jay Lansville. Christian Thomas, hello, hello.
Welcome
to the
our
live
bus.
stream. If anybody has any questions about converting a bus, buying a bus, living in a bus,
Why we decided to
Yeah.
live in a bus.
anything, this is an open Q&A. Let me
Yep.
see if we have anything else on the Instagram.
Do we have any fellow bus or van livers on with us? Do you have any advice for us? I don't know what that says. I can't read it.
Fake snorer girl.
Fake snore girl. I don't know what that
Interesting.
means.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we got no more questions on Instagram, so I could just keep rambling.
Yeah.
Currently drinking some loose leaf green tea. Can you snore, girl? Yeah, Leaf, you can just
No, thanks.
ban hammer. Yes. Thank God for having a moderator. Boys are outside doing push-ups and sprinting.
They get their exercise in.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you, Leaf. So yeah, we've been in here for a month, 2 months?
Since when was that? The camp
Yeah,
job.
August.
That was the
Beginning of
August
August.
1st.
Mhm.
So August, September, almost into October.
Yeah.
Almost 2 months.
I'll say the sleeping, on the topic of sleeping in the bus, I have been sleeping in a basement for the last
On the topic of sleeping.
year and a half. Was it a year and a half?
No, it hasn't been a year and a half because we were in the Adirondacks for some of
Yeah,
it
okay.
too.
So for the last year, we've been sleeping in a basement, whether that's at a friend's house or at my in-laws' house, Jesse's parents.
Mhm.
And while awesome and like super gracious, and we're very grateful, it's difficult waking up in the morning in the basement. So waking up in
Waking
a
up to the
tent,
sun has been nice.
yeah, the tent just like glows.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. The tent, the loft, the pop top. So because it's like this, it's army duck. So at night it's dark, obviously, but when the sun comes up, it's just like a nice glow. It's like one of those lights, those alarm clocks that you can buy that like simulate sunlight if you don't have a window, a sun. Everybody's got a sun, right?
Our very first job in the bus was filming a video for Camp Carith, and we got to park in a big field, and that whole week was just amazing because our boys got to have a ton of fun and got to participate in camp while Nick was filming. But waking up in that field, there was barns around us. We were in the country. There was a full moon like every night we were there. The stars were out. It was just a really nice
Yeah.
first experience in the bus. Like just waking up in the open, having the fresh air come in.
How long did it take you to do the electrical wiring? You have to do that in your camper soon. Oh yeah, no, I saw the pop-up camper. That thing is awesome. It's really, really cool. And Mom sent the link to the one that you were looking at that's similar, that you guys are renovating it after. That's really cool. How long did it take to do the electrical wiring? So that's a complicated question. The electrical wiring, it consists of a lot of parts. So if you're talking about like just 12 volt, if you go with just a 12 volt system, that's a lot easier. But I wired this thing like a house. So I used like household wiring systems, and then learning about the off-grid electrical took me a month just to learn about it, design it, and order it. So that includes like how solar panels interact with solar controllers, and having DC to DC chargers, which is having your truck charge it, which you guys could do too. You could have your car plug into the trailer and charge whatever house battery, so it would be able to be a little bit off grid. But yeah, it took me a month to figure it out. The actual installation of it took
Your
me,
installation, I thought, went pretty quick
once I had the wiring,
comparative to all the other things that we've had to
yeah,
do.
the installation went quicker. It was brutal cold, so that added some complexity. I would say probably a week I had it installed.
Yeah, I would say that sounds about right.
Yeah.
It took you longer to research it and pull the trigger on what systems you wanted to use than it did for you to actually put it in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once, during the 24-hour live stream that we did before we went dark on YouTube for a while, we got the power in and the lights on, which was cool. So I would say probably the total from starting to learn about off-grid electrical systems to installation and having like being able to plug power in and turn all the lights on is probably 2 months. But I probably took too long. I probably took more time than needed to learn it, and also was a little more careful than I maybe needed to be. But I wanted to know what I was doing because that's a fire hazard. The electrical system is like a big bomb, and if you don't do it right, it could just go off. Could still go off, but
When we first had our own lights, that was part of our big 24-hour live stream day that we did. And Nick was so tired. And it was cold and dark and raining. And like he just had that goal of getting the lights on. And I just remember sitting in the bus like praying.
if we didn't explode.
Because he made a comment about like, I hope we don't die. And Nick doesn't usually make those types of comments. And I was like, oh my goodness. I thought that we knew what we were doing, and then I was a little nervous when we did that plug-in. And even more nervous than that, I was just nervous that if it didn't work, you were so tired at that point.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been doing it.
Well, no, I just mean that I felt like you would have been so let down after all of that work and how tired you were that day. I just felt like, please God, let this work, because I don't know if your mental state was going to want to handle a failure.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have been able to handle that. Hey, quick, everybody in here, if you could hit the like button, that would be great. But I'm going to answer that question about the bathroom shower situation. We have
Repeat the question.
The question is, what is your bathroom shower situation?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just got to move my camera gear here real quick. The shower situation was actually Bradley's idea, our youngest son, about where to put it and how to put it. So this is our bathroom door.
Oh, Declan.
Hold on one second.
Very, very, very quickly, and then I got to get back to the meeting.
Hey, honey, just so you know, you're still mic'd up.
Oh, right. Sorry, Declan is doing awesome things on his bike.
So here's our bathroom shower situation. Bathroom door. Jesse made this out of the original bus door. It's just spray paint on the back of the glass, and then she built the frame. John Nichols helped with the frame. He wanted credit. So there's your credit, John. Hey, Mom. Thank you. This is our shower. So we have a shower head, detachable shower head here. This stuff's in the way, but what it is a removable clothesline. So it just clips up there. We've got our thing here, our knob, and then we've got a shower pan down here. All of it goes into a gray water tank. We don't have a black water tank. We have just a gray water tank. So urine and all the soap and water and all the sink and drains all go into the same tank. So the number ones get separated into a bucket. It's kind of gross, but you cover it up with a composting material. So in here we have sawdust or whatever we have. And then in here is the bucket and the urine diverter. It's Johnny Compost. He makes a really good product. You can spend $1,000 on a composting toilet, or you can make one for like $200 or $300. I went the cheaper route, and I don't regret it, not one bit. It's worked really well. It has a vent that goes outside the bus, and it has a fan that constantly turns, and it pulls fresh air through the gaps in the toilet from inside. It pulls it through and out, so the smell from the toilet never comes in. And even if you forget to leave this open, which the children do all the time, it doesn't really smell because it's always pulling the smell out. So that's our shower
I also
situation.
think for the size of our family, it works better than a composting toilet because the rate that we would be using it,
Yeah.
we'd be filling it before it had time to compost,
Yeah.
and then you're going to have all that cleanup where you're taking it apart and like
You have to
rinsing
pull
it
the
out.
whole thing out. Yeah.
Right, and that actually seems more gross to me than just when I take out the waste, I tie up the bag before I even open anything up. And so I just take out an already tied bag and send it out to the dump, and it's just clean, easy. And,
Yeah, and we keep gloves in the bucket.
Yes,
Not in the
we
bucket,
have-
in the box.
We have gloves in the bathroom for
Yeah.
tying it up and taking it out. But
Yeah.
I was terrified when Nick said that we were going to be doing our. It has actually been way neater. It doesn't smell. It's not like a porta potty. And in fact, I think easier than a compost toilet because there's nothing that you have to clean. It's just close up a bag and take it out.
Take it out. A couple more things about the shower situation. We have this was like some track. I don't know where it came from. Jessie ordered it, and she installed it. But it's like a U shape. It goes all the way around there, and we have two shower curtains here, and it comes all the way around on this track. And then this back wall, we have like this commercial, it's for like commercial bathrooms. And I didn't do a great job installing it. It's a little bumpy, but you can't tell in videos, and it works well. So this wall is the only wall that got waterproofed. And then when you take a shower, this curtain comes around and it's good to go. As a 6'3" person, I have to bend down a little bit to use the shower. Thank you, LG. It's actually a school bus.
The bamboo floor too keeps your feet dry.
Did I do vinyl flooring in the main parts of the bus, Naomi? Thank you, LG. If the question is, did we do vinyl flooring in the main part of the bus? All of this is vinyl plank flooring. We got it at like a discount store.
Yeah.
But it's really good stuff. It's commercial grade. I think it's like 3mm or something like that.
Yeah.
Real easy to put together. We put it together in one day I had the whole floor in, or one day and a quarter. It wasn't bad.
Right. The whole floor wasn't in a day, and then some of your offshoots you finished up the next day.
Are you okay, buddy? Okay.
Sorry, Brad was choking. One of the first things we did after we installed the brand new floor was drop a drill on it.
Yeah.
And
face down, like the drill bit went straight down.
yeah,
and
but
it didn't affect
nothing has scratched it. It wipes up super easy.
The dog doesn't
nice.
mess with it.
Yeah, I like. We kind of went with a color that we thought would mask dirt and dog hair. So I sweep it out the door once a day, and once or twice a week, I rub it down with a little cloth and some cleaner, and it's pretty low maintenance and scratch resistant.
Yeah, we use Murphy's Oil spray cleaner.
And much more comfortable than when we just had the plywood in.
Yeah, we'll use the not OBS, that's a streaming program. OSB subfloor, Advantech OSB. It's good stuff, but it's not.
Not plywood.
I mean it's not this floor. This
right.
floor is great.
I mean, our subfloor, we walked on that for so long during the build. This is much softer on your feet and warmer on your feet.
Hey there, thank you. It is our home. It is our booth. We like it. Let me see if we got any more questions on there on our Instagram.
Maynard says, what about locks for the doors / window? Excellent question, Naomi. So all of our windows, of course I have them down right now, but I'll move to one that's not down.
What's up, Brad?
All right, so all of our windows, you'll have to see past this.
Show them that one.
It's down.
And then this. It's okay.
Okay, you hold it then. So we have all these locks installed
there you go.
on our windows. This one is actually
You got
It's
to
the
pull it.
hardest to do.
You got to pull it out. They're not
Yeah.
perfect. They're bus windows.
But this comes up and
Yeah.
locks. Well, we're showing you on the worst one. This one is just not in the best spot.
It's okay.
You get the idea, though.
Yeah,
Hold
Mom,
this.
are you done?
Almost, Bubba.
Nick can do this one better than I can.
I'm gonna be done.
There.
There.
So all the windows have this locking mechanism that comes up so that nobody can open them from the outside, and also while we're driving,
on my
they're not
bike.
falling down.
Mom, look
And
on
then-
my bike.
Okay, go
Here, I'll
ask him
take it.
nicely to get off your bike.
I'll take it.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're,
show
you're
the
going
door.
outside? Okay.
And then our bus, we took off the bus door and we put on an actual house door. So Nick just installed a regular handle and a regular deadbolt that he put right into, well, the frame of the bus. Nick is the cameraman, not me. I'm really bad at it. But see, right into the frame of our bus, we have a deadbolt and a regular door latch to keep everyone out. Especially the window locks was important to us. Bradley's bunk bed has windows, so we really wanted to make sure that we were comfortable that nobody was quickly reaching through Bradley's windows at night.
Yeah.
So secure locks there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stole my spot.
Yes. All right. 5. So yeah, that's. I think we kind of hit. Oh yeah. So Naomi and Antonio, Tony. Did you guys have any questions about specific electrical systems, or what are you guys going a certain route with it? Or if you have questions, you can always text me. That's totally cool. But if you have questions that might help somebody else on here, I'd love to answer them. Not to put you on the spot. So I'm just reading the chat on here.
One little detail that we did, which seems so not worth mentioning, but every single one of our towels, our hand towels and our bath towels, I cut a slit in and then reinforced the seams because every day they were falling off the hooks. And it only took like 2 days of that to drive us crazy.
So when you put it on a hook, it stays.
Yeah, so something
a
really
multi-purpose
simple,
hook.
but totally worth doing is just and
Damaging all your
you could buy
towel.
towels like that have a loop already, but our existing towels, we went ahead and looped them all up.
This one you can see a little better.
Yeah.
Hello,
So as
I'm
you're
a
walking through the
towel.
aisleways, the towels were
Needs
falling down. We're
Wiring
driving,
work
they're
for
falling
the
down.
outlets. First season's plugging at campsites. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Just if anybody did work on it before, or if you don't know, make sure to just open them up and look at the wiring and make sure that there's not any like issues with the wires not being attached to the outlets properly, or that they're not burning up and that they're wired properly. That's one of the biggest problems with electrical systems, is that. And then if you're going to be hooking it up regularly to a campsite, I would invest, if I was going to invest in something, it would be a surge protector. You can get an inline one, which you would put behind you would follow your power line from the shore power to your panel box, and then you would put the surge protector between those two, or you can get one that you just plug in on the end of your campsite plug. The one that you put inside is a little more convenient because people can't steal it because they're expensive, and it always is in there, so if you forget, it doesn't matter. But the other one's convenient because you don't have to get into your power system directly. But yeah, that's cool. I'm really excited to see how your trailer goes. You got to document it. I'd love to follow along with it. Yes. Yep. So let's see. I'll follow up here again. Still not entirely good. Nope.
So it's been an hour. Do you want to?
Has it been an hour already? Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to
Alright.
put a
Yeah, we'll probably
15 or 10?
Yeah, I guess in 10 minutes we'll get
Yeah.
off. If anybody else has questions, great. If not, we will. We're going to test it out with this camper and upgrade in the future if we like the lifestyle. That's what we did. We we didn't go all out on a bus right away. We had that Jeep. We had a Jeep Cherokee that we drove to California, and renovated it. Surge protector, good idea. Yeah, absolutely. I have a power watchdog. It's a little more expensive, but it's saved my power system. What hasn't saved my power system? It just helps monitor. What was the biggest challenge in the build? The biggest challenge in the build for me was not maintaining motivation to complete the job, but to always maintain like the goal and in that making it the way we want it instead of just cutting a corner because it like I could just get it done. I could just slap something up and it looks fine. So maintaining motivation to consistently do good work every single day for a year, no matter the weather or the time. And then
So you can thank me for that.
yeah.
Because there were a lot of times where poor Nick would say, "So this is what I'm doing," and I would just give him a quiet.
She'd look at me like, "Yeah, that's
Mm.
great."
And there were certainly times where I'm. If you get to know us, you'll know that I'm not a quiet person, and I say my mind. So I spoke my mind
We're
freely,
almost
but
10 minutes.
there was a lot of me trying to support his hard work.
Just 10 minutes.
And not trying to complain, but also when we went into this build, we said we're not going to cut corners. This is going to be a home. And I think I held Nick to that more than he would have liked me to at times. But we have a beautiful, beautiful house that you built us. So thank you for putting up with my faces when I was
It's
not
the
wanting
faces for
corners
me.
cut.
It's the faces for me. Just kidding. No, she did a good job. So I would say that's probably the biggest challenge was that. And I think if you're talking about like the biggest challenge, like in physically undertaking it, I would probably say the tent canvas was the biggest pain. I wish I had Tony there to help me sew this canvas up because my goodness was that a challenge sewing waterproof zippers with a machine I've never sewn before. So sewing through waterproof zippers into army duck canvas
Through several layers,
of army duck
canvas
canvas
and
at points.
screen.
Yeah.
And there was so much material. I started the project and then I quit the project because
Yeah.
just pushing all of that material through the machine, it was kinking like every half inch. And then you're ripping it out, what you've done, and trying to untangle your machine. Nick was thought of a way to do it better than I was doing it.
But I am
But
not a seamstress, so
Oh, it took us so long to do that tent, and it was stressful because
we had a time frame.
we had a time frame, and our entire build hinged on having a successful bedroom up top because there's no room for a bedroom in our bus with the way that we designed it. So
Yeah.
it just had to work. It had to get done, and we had to make it work, and we were on a time frame as when we had to have it done by. So oh my goodness, that was stressful.
Yeah.
I cried a lot the
Yes.
last week and a half.
That's okay.
Nick fired me at one point because I was crying
Yeah, I
too
said
much.
just stop. Because it was not just stop crying, stop doing the tent. It was just, I mean, it was a big project. And Jesse did a lot to help once we got it going, like helping me pin things because I've never
Yeah.
done that before.
Plus, our last whole month of the build was get up, work on the tent,
Was
go
work on
to
the bus.
bed.
No, we
Or
worked.
I mean, work on the bus.
Yeah.
Go to bed. Like
the last month was like 12 to 16-hour days every single day.
Yeah.
Nothing else. The poor kids.
the poor boys. I mean, we were exhausted, but they were just lacking the attention they deserved. It was hard.
Raising latchkey children
But,
over here.
yeah, it was
That's
hard.
what we do. That's how we do it. What machine did we use? At first, we used like an old school consumer grade machine from Jesse's mom. It had a bulb that got hot on it. I don't know if that means anything. It will mean something to you probably, Tony. That bulb like burned your hands because it was on so long.
It's 35 years old. They
Yeah,
got it
it was a
when they
Singer.
got married. My mom got it when she got married. So it was just old 35-year-old
Yeah.
machine.
And then we got the day I got back from getting our license plates. I went in, I tried it. I said I'm buying a machine, and I went to Joann's, and it's not a great machine, but it's their heavy duty. It's one of their heavy duty models, and I got some jean needles. They're made for jean
Denim?
needles, and it went right through it. It was great. The main problem was like the waterproof zippers have that like rubber coating on them.
They're sticky.
Yeah, and then on top of it, putting the butyl tape on and going through that because I'm a noob and I need butyl tape. Not butyl tape. Is it butyl tape?
It's not butyl tape.
Seam tape, canvas tape, whatever that is. Hey there, Austin Garrett.
Butyl tape is what we used on the windows.
Yeah, butyl tape we use on the windows.
But it was like
Yeah.
tape. Instead of pinning everything, we taped.
Yeah, it
things.
was that
And
basting tape. That's the
Basting
word I'm
tape.
looking for. Basting tape. The basting tape, going through that, and then the zippers. It was just madness. I don't know how you do it every day, but I have a lot of respect for you for that. We got a couple more minutes on here. We got probably like 3 more minutes. So if anybody else has questions, definitely ask. We are down to answer anything, whatever you want. No more Instagram questions. Yeah, going back to sleeping, because I never finished that point. The mattress we have is great. The tent kind of acts as a box spring, and then we have this mattress from Hest. It's crazy, thick layer. If you ever need a new one, yes, definitely. We actually have the machine in the bus for any repairs that we need.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess if we had planned better, I probably should have asked you to help because you probably would have had it done in no time.
Well, I actually mentioned it
Yeah,
while we were doing it, that I was like, Antonio could do this.
Antonio would have ripped right through it. Yeah.
I was trying to think of anybody that I knew that could sew.
And we did get
I
help.
was so tempted to just be like,
Hello, Desire.
Can we give this project to someone else?
Yeah, can we outsource it?
Yeah, I was so tired at that point.
Doing great, Desire. We are currently living in this schoolie, answering questions about the build and doing good. How are you doing? That's great. Yep, I already read that one. We're definitely trying to grow this channel. We are we're kind of from everywhere. Right now we're in upstate New York.
Yeah, our married life, we're from Baltimore. I'm from New York. Nick's from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
The past 9 years that we've been married, we've lived in Baltimore. And now we are living in a bus, and the road is our home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where are you from, Desire? Or is it Desiree? Oh, Pakistan. Nice. Never been to Pakistan. I don't know if I've ever thought about going to Pakistan, but it would be cool probably.
Mm-hmm.
I follow a guy on Instagram. He's a photographer, and I think he's based out of Pakistan. And his stuff is really cool.
It would be hard to get the bus there, though.
It would be hard to get the bus there. Oh, thanks, Joe. I love you too. It's good to see you. Good to see you. I definitely wouldn't turn down an opportunity to go to Pakistan. Let me see if I can find this guy. This stuff is really good. stand accounts. Oh, hey Finn. Have you guys been playing the games? Those games you guys won from the 24-hour live stream?
Oh, our boys,
Yeah, we should.
Joey, they won the submarine game, right?
Go ahead, ask your question. Yeah, they won the submarine game.
Yeah, our boys really love that one. They ask to play it a lot. I
Yeah.
don't know if your guys like it as much as ours do.
Hey, Leaf, are you
Bradley-
still here? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Bradley wins that little submarine game all the time because he's just not afraid to like go out deep and take the risk. While Declan and I are always playing it safe, and Nick just purposefully drowns everybody. So there's been several times that Brad has won that game with 1 coin, which is pretty funny. He smokes us.
Yes, she is. Hey, Leaf, if you're there, just monitor for a moment. Actually, we're probably going to go ahead and get off here, everybody. It was awesome hearing from you guys. And before you leave, if you could hit that like button just for engagement process. Why did they say Joey? And he said he liked hearing you say hi to him. Oh, well, definitely play it. It's fun.
Was that a response to what you just said?
No, it was Joey.
Oh.
Joey. So yeah, thank you guys. If you could hit that like button on the way out, it would help the engagement. Love you all, and we will see you in our next video, probably. All right. Have a good one. Bye. Bye.
That's so awkward.
Love you too. Bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Nice, Leaf. Good job. All right, bye.